Apparently people believe that JK and Winter are in a relationship due to him appearing at one of her shows. People are upset over something that the label has posted, as well as a confession going on and kind of going viral recently. So hey Dumplings and Safe Side, let's get into it. The first topic we are talking about today is something that has resurfaced from the past. The rest of the topics that we are talking about are actually completely new stories. So if you're less interested in something that has resurfaced, then you can go ahead and skip to some of the other parts of the video. As always, there are bookmarks on every video in the description, so you can just go and check out which parts you want to see. There was an interview in which someone asked JK a while ago who he believed in the group had the best fashion style. And this has gone viral as a lot of people were saying what JK said was correct, which he said J-Hope. This makes a lot of sense as something that has gone viral and resurfaced, as J-Hope is currently trending due to more of his solo endeavors. And quite honestly, this makes a lot of sense. He definitely is someone who has an amazing fashion sense. And when we're talking about celebrity style and what their fashion pieces are, we're not talking about what the stylist has given them, obviously, or what they're wearing for a specific promotional period. For example, if an artist tends to be a little bit more campy or a little bit more avant-garde and out there, then we can expect that that's just going to be their style or fashion for a really long time until they decide not to do that. Hence, Lady Gaga, for example, who did that for a really long time, and now she does a more cleaner or calmed down aesthetic. We can't really categorize this as the artists themselves' fashion sense, because this is just something that they do for a promotional period. However, what JK said seems to be that J-Hope has a really clear sense of what his fashion style is beyond just him being an artist. So he might wear something really cool and something really awesome during his promotional period, but those things that he's wearing seem to match up with what he would normally wear, even if he wasn't promoting a specific type of music. So he's not changing his style to fit a specific genre, which, by the way, there's nothing wrong with doing that. JK obviously went for a more Y2K look when he was doing his promotion for his album, and that's really cool. That's awesome, but that's definitely not his normal style, I don't think. JK continued to mention that J-Hope has the most clothes and that his clothes that he wears suits him the best. So it just also matters not just what the stylist gives you or what you're wearing for a promotional period, but also how you might style yourself to determine who has the best fashion sense. And it seems like JK saying that J-Hope was the one with that was very correct. And I want to say that because I do want to give flowers where flowers deserve to be given. And I really do believe that J-Hope deserves these things because he is an amazing artist all around. It's not a shocker to me that he would be someone who loves fashion and participates in fashion because his sister is someone who is a fashion entrepreneur. And when that sort of thing runs in the family, we can expect that they're going to be good at it. I mean, the bottom line is if J-Hope ever questioned if something looked good, he didn't even have to message his stylist. He could just message his sister, and a stylist may or may not give you the full details. They might just say something like, that doesn't look good, and then leave it at that. But his sister would probably explain it to him, which of course is better. And of course, something that the other members may not have access to. And I'm excited to see more of this stuff going forward. And I think we are going to see everyone kind of step up their game because they probably did have time to sit there and study music and videos and all that sort of stuff to get a better sense of what they wanted to do when they came back from the military. The label recently posted something that got everyone freaking out a little bit. It was a little bit of a teaser video that seemingly hinted towards what the boys were going to do after they came back. I wasn't entirely sure if this was promotion for the members' solo stuff or if it was indeed a promotion for all the members together and for BTS. And still, quite frankly, I don't really know, but we'll see. However, of course, with excitement and with every BTS release, there tends to be a little bit of controversy. There's a lot of opinions as to whether this is done on purpose to generate attention or if it's done on purpose because the label tends to be careless with this stuff. Basically what happened was apparently there was this sort of box or folder, if you will, that was made of steel, and they would unlock it in this promo video. And when they opened it, you saw all these pictures kind of come out, and each of those pictures were showing each of the members, and each photo was of their solo work. All of them except for V. Apparently the photo that they used to show love for him was a magazine photo shoot that he did. People are upset because they felt like the album that V made was being disrespected and it was not being shown while all the other members' albums were being respected and shown. And so they felt like the label was trying to diminish or erase his work with his album. Now, likely what will happen is the label won't say anything because there's nothing for them to say. But again, we have no idea what goes on behind the scenes. Are they in more control of their own career? And I personally believe they are in more of their own control of their own careers than I think a lot of us even want to think. The moment that we realize they are in control of their career, anything that they do feels slightly human, and that would cause for backlash, right? However, I truly do believe that they are in charge of their career, and we should expect that they are aware of the process. I say this to mean that they likely were aware of this promo video before it came out, or they got a chance to see it, and what I really think happened is they got to choose their own photos. And for me personally, I truly do believe that V had a chance to pick a photo that was to represent him. And if he were to pick a photo that he liked, he would likely choose a magazine photo, because I believe he really likes taking photos, and he really likes photos that he does for his magazines. So I can 100% see him choosing these photos over maybe something else. And while we can sit here and think, oh, that's a really bad thing that he didn't choose the photo that we wanted him to choose, but it's maybe not what he wanted. I also want to add that the company, as well as the boys themselves, are not stupid. They've been doing this for many years, and an opportunity like this to showcase all of the albums would be an opportunity to promote said albums and also increase the sales. So if they're not using the photo that we would prefer them to use, could it be a reason behind the scenes? And I hate that people tend to jump to conclusions rather than assuming that there could be something going on behind the scenes that we don't know of. But it's not just that, there definitely are a lot of things that we don't know about. Recently there was a rumor that said that JK snuck out of the military, or I guess maybe took a break from the military to go see a concert. People were really shocked that it was allegedly an aespa concert. We also have to keep in mind that this is all alleged, and we actually have no idea if this is true or not. So apparently someone took a picture either on the VIP area or some sort of balcony area. Now, if JK were to go to a concert, or any big K-pop star were to go to a concert, they likely would be in the VIP area or the balcony area, as that is a separate area sometimes in concerts and allows for the bigger artists to kind of sneak away if anything were to happen. And I guess some people were just taking photos, maybe they thought they saw a familiar face, and we ended up seeing this alleged person with a face mask and a hat that was covering his eyes or partially covering his eyes. But then you can kind of see his eyes at certain angles, and people were like, that is JK, that is him. Of course, JK is a global star, so a lot of people can recognize him with just his eyes. However, we've definitely been wrong about these things before, and no major publications have come out to confirm this story. So for people to say that this is definitively him, I think that is strange. There have been people from a side profile that have been confused for JK, and they're just a random person on the street. Anyone that wears a face mask as well as a bucket hat is often confused for JK, so we actually have no idea who this person that has gone super viral is. And there are definitely plenty of people that can have a similar look to JK, and there could be people who just have their eyes like that, and then when they take off their masks, a completely different person. So just keep in mind, we haven't really seen whoever this person is and what their face is, and the label has yet to make a statement, nor any official news sites or big news sites have made any official statements as of me recording this. I remember I said the same thing about the people who said that there was a bunch of members at J-Hope's concert, and I came here to say that I don't believe it's necessarily them, or that I don't know if it's them, and it could be them, but I don't know, and that it could be them. And then of course later it was believed that none of them were there, I think, so we'll find out pretty soon if this is JK or not. A little bit deeper than that, I guess a lot of people for a while believed that some of the BTS members have a relationship with Winter, who is one of the members of aespa. And so people believe that JK was there to support her, or might have even gotten backstage to go be with her. And this was like his new lover that he was with. However, obviously that's not true. I don't have to explain how that's not true. No one is dating her. Let me know what you think. Make sure you check out Patreon for more videos. Link down below. And thanks to this lovely comment right here. Love you. Bye.